Hello one and all, this is Hybridsteel. Thank you very much for joining me in this video. Today we're going to be taking the engine out of our Chieftain here, and I've got to be honest, it was one of those cars that I looked at and just went, yeah, this would be pretty cool, and I looked at how much the engine was left and went, oh dear, this is not going to work too well. So I opted to basically put in a different engine, and the reason for it is just purely because it's easier to build a new engine than it is to just clean this up, try and get all the new parts and so on and so forth. So what I did off camera, whilst you guys weren't here, probably taking a nap or a wee or anything else that you're going to be doing, I took it upon myself to build the engine. So I bought all the parts, build the engine, then took it all apart, and now we got this video. So what we're going to do now is we're going to take this engine out. This will be fed to the scavengers of the wastelands, or the people at the junkyard at least, and then we're going to build this engine. And the reason why I'm going to build it is because I have all the parts. It's all good. Right, so let's get it on, shall we? So this is the engine I've opted for. I think we're building the Hemi. I'm pretty sure we're building the Hemi, but I literally bought as many performance parts as I could. I think I've got this engine down to a grade, and I'm going to be trying to do this as quickly as possible. And the reason why is because I don't have to sit here and buy random parts for this engine. I have literally bought it already. So it is all good. So we'll get the ignition distributor on now. We're putting the clips on as well. So that's clip number 1. And there's clip number 2. And there's the ignition coil. We're putting that up as well. Let's put the fuel filter in. And let's start on all of this McGubbin. So what we'll do is we'll put on as much as possible before we hit the pistons, and then we'll go from there. So I hope you guys are enjoying these videos, and if you are, don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button for more content like this. And the reason why is just because I love doing this sort of thing. So you're actually seeing somebody who's passionate about doing this, which is all good. Okay, so we're going to put the water pump on now. There's the water pump going on. Put the big old screws in there. 'Tis good. Right. There's the water pump pull in, and we'll put the arms on so we can put the alternator on and the water pump. And there's the alternator. Look at that. That's a nice performance part right there. Say performance part. It's just basically a boosted part. That's all it is. No majors, no nothing. It's all good. Alright. Power steering pump. Then we put the oil filter on. Then we'll put the crankshaft pulley on. Then we'll put the serpentine belts on, or serpentine, depending on where you come from in the world. I can't say it in any other languages, just because I'm a moron. And there goes the radiator fan. It is all good. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to flip the engine on its side, so we're going to push that to the right, so we're exposing the bottom half of this engine to put the piston rings on, and to put the pistons in as well. And then what we're going to do is we're going to mount up the flywheel, the plate, the clutch, and all good. So there's the clutch plate, there's the pressure plate, and I guarantee I forgot to buy the damned bearing. I guarantee it. Yep. So into the shop we go, because I forgot to buy a bearing. Oh my god, fantastic. Right, so I'll fill you in like I have done with all the other videos. The reason why, as you can see above, I'm level 55 with $900 million, and that money doesn't seem to be going down, is because I'm playing this on sandbox mode. And the reason why I'm playing this on sandbox mode is because of, well, partially stupidity, but at the same time it's partially because my cloud storage was full. So I had to buy a new PlayStation because mine was on its last legs. I've had it for 6 years, and you know, it doesn't matter how many times I cleaned it, it just didn't want to work anymore. So I had to buy a new PlayStation. So I've bought a PlayStation Pro because I can, and it's my Christmas present to myself basically, and my wife helped as well because, you know, it's Christmas. It's all good. Well, it will be soon. And so I went in to put my hard drive into the machine, and then it basically said I had to do an update. So I did the update, and it wiped the hard drive. Now, because my cloud storage hasn't been updating for the last year or so, I lost all my save data for this game and everything else I've been playing for the last year and a half. So I'm literally having to start everything again, and that's why I'm playing in sandbox mode. At the moment I'm not a high enough level to bring my own stuff onto here to go, oh yeah, we've got this, don't worry. I think I'm only like level 12. I'm literally struggling to get that level up again, so I'm going to be sort of trying to hardcore it. If you guys see me live streaming this, that's the reason why. I'm live streaming it because I need to get my levels back up so I can carry on doing this. And it basically shows the progression of the garage and everything else. I've tried to mock my garage as best as I could to how I remember it. But yeah, that's the reason why I'm on Sandbox. And it sort of sucks because you guys aren't seeing how much money things are costing, because the number never changes. It's still $900 million, you know. I don't have to worry about money, but I'm a little bit angered by that as well. And the reason why is just because it's not being true to you or the game, is it? I'm playing on Sandbox mode because I'm technically cheating. But I have to do it because I'm not a high enough level to do this as of yet on my own game. So, yeah, I'm sort of bypassing that at the moment, but I will be boosting my level so I can get higher up. Okay, so we have now finished doing the pistons with the con rods and the rod caps and the piston rings. And that's all good. Now we're going to put the oil pan back on the bottom. All good. And because we don't need to see the bottom of the engine anymore, let's spin that to the left. And then we can put the heads back on. So, here we go. So as you can see, I did a lot of prepping for this. I basically bought all the right components with a little bit of trial and error and went, yep, I'll be alright. I've got this. And that's how I'm building this so fast. I've technically already built this engine once, and then I took it apart, and now I'm rebuilding it for the video. It is all good. And that's how we're rolling here. You know, I have to do things twice, so I know I've got everything sorted. So you're literally seeing me put together this because I've already done it once. Okay, so we're just putting the spark plugs in and the damned push rods. Now, thankfully, this engine doesn't have it doesn't have all the bits and pieces that come with, like, you know, you have to buy a separate camshaft, you have to buy this, and this comes with the rocker rails, which is quite handy to have instead of the bog standard stuff. So yeah, the rocker rails, all good. I like the rocker rails; it saves a lot of time. So I don't have to sit there putting rockers into every single hole, which is really annoying and time constraining. So we're going to be putting the manifold on as well, and we are pretty much finished with this side. That is everything to do with this side until we put the wires on the ignition distributor. Now we're going to put the head on, and then we're going to do the same on this side as well. Spark plugs, da-na-na-na-na-na-na. There's no spark plug. So if you are liking these videos, don't forget to hit in the comment section below. It'd be really cool to hear some of your, like, you know, what cars would you like to see on this channel. The reason why I'm asking is because it's sort of random. Go to the junkyard, find a car, or if you guys have got an idea that you want to see, more than happy to, you know, to put that out. So if anyone wants any sort of car done, put it down in the comment section. It would be awesome to hear from you. And I've got to go and buy another spark plug because I'm down to just one basic spark plug. Cool. There's the $25 spark. Oh, I just replaced it with the bog standard one. And there, special. Right. Part mount. Put the blue spark plug in. The blue. There we go. We put the right spark plug in. Fantastic. Now we're putting this one in, and now we are putting the last push rod in. It's a breath of fresh air when that happens. So here we go. We're going to put the last rocker rods in. I love rocker rods. They're amazing. I think they should be converted on every engine, so we don't have to worry about them anymore. And then we're going to put the manifold on. Look how shiny that is. You always know how much a car's worth by how shiny it is, and this car's going to be worth a little bit more than normal, so it's all good. So now we're going to be putting the intake manifold on, which is the big block in the middle. It is going to cause the carburetors and the air to go into the top of the engine as well, so we don't have to worry about doing a separate air filter. It's awesome. Then we're going to put this on. It's like a match made in heaven with carburetors. And there goes the air filter base. So this is, instead of having a separate air filter unit, this is all part of the engine. It basically saves room in the actual, like, bay as well. And there we go. Right, so that is the Hemi engine built. This is now going in the car, and we'll go from there. So let's click on the engine. Let's take it off. Let's lift it into the car. Install. Oh yeah. Okay, now we can put this back. Awesome. Right, now we need to fill it up with oil. Glug, 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 glug. All good. Okay, so we'll pop the bonnet down, raise up the car because we need to put the gearbox on and we need to put the drive shaft on as well. There's the gearbox going on, nice shiny new one. And the starter, the V8. Oh, we didn't buy a starter. Oh dear. Quick, should we just make sure we got... Oh, we haven't got a drive shaft as well. Okay, so quickly into the tablet section. We need to buy a drive shaft, V8 starter, because we don't use a standard starter on this engine. No way are we using a starter. Well, a standard one. Okay. Part mount. Let's put that on. There we go, bolt that in. And drive shaft. It is all good in the hood. Alright. So that's the engine rebuilt. It's all good. Guys, I want to say thank you very much for joining me. This has been Hybridsteel. If you have liked this video, don't forget to hit the like, subscribe and notification button below for all other updates. And in the next video, we are going to be doing the paint job, the dyno test and the quarter-mile test straight down to see if we can get this car up to as high as possible. Then, you know, that's the end of this car. We will finish it and I'll show you how much it's worth at the end. So thank you very much for joining me. I will see you all in another video. Peace out, have fun and enjoy everything you guys do. Bye-bye.